Ladies and gentlemen, we are just one day away from Old St. Nick taking flight, and we are celebrating with a thrilling pinball rally in today's episode of the Marble Holiday Championships. Today's event will be very similar to the funnel tournament a couple weeks back, with both teams fighting for the most points. The pinball dish adds even more intensity to the races, as well as the plinko maze. And here are the starting matches for today's tournament. We will start with Mistletoe and Scrooges and end with Snyders and Rampage. The track is all cleaned up and ready to go. Let's begin our first match with Mistletoe Maniacs versus Salty Scrooges. And they're both off down that first turn and into the first funnel. And who's it going to be? Who's going to be the first one to take the lead? It's the Scrooges, making down that second turn into the second funnel. And just like that, the party has moved from funnel 1 to funnel 2. Still a tight one here, folks. Looks like Mistletoe Maniacs has the slight edge, but no, Salty Scrooges still takes the lead into the third funnel. It's still a very tight race between the two teams. One of the Mistletoe Maniacs is having trouble entering that final funnel. And we have marbles already entering the pinball dish, and looks like Salty Scrooges will be taking first place. But that doesn't mean they have the win just yet. The other three marbles have to cooperate as well. Mistletoe Maniacs coming in down second. And we have a Scrooge coming down, placing in third. And Mistletoe Maniacs takes fourth, Salty Scrooges takes fifth, and Scrooges will also take sixth place, and Mistletoe Maniacs will take the last two spots. And it looks like the Scrooges will be moving on with 21 points. Mistletoe Maniacs finishes with 15 and will be our first team eliminated. And here we go, not wasting any time, going to match 2. We have Rudolph Rollers versus Snowtroopers. And we're already off in funnel number 1. It looks like Rudolph has a slight edge. No, it's Snowtroopers. Oh, but Rudolph takes it at the last second with 3 of their members now in the second funnel. And that gives Rudolph Rollers a good edge here. And Snowtroopers now takes the lead into funnel number 2. All 4 Rudolph Rollers are now stuck up there. It looks like Snowtroopers now has the edge. And Snowtroopers still keeps the lead into the pinball dish. And will they get it? Yes, they do. Snowtroopers takes first place as well as second. Certainly a good start. Also taking third. They already got 21 points. I don't know what happened to Rudolph Rollers. They were on fire in funnel number 1, but they just seem to have fallen behind. But there's one Snowtrooper still stuck up there, but I don't think it affects their victory. And Rudolph Rollers still stuck. Ooh, and it looks like both Rudolph and Snowtroopers is stuck up there, and that will result in a 1-point deduction. But nonetheless, Snowtroopers still earns 20 points, well ahead of Rudolph Rollers, and will be moving on to the next round. And here we go with match number 3. Superstars and Icy Blasters take the stage. And they're off down in funnel number 1. Neck to neck, approaching the funnel's edge, and it's Superstars. The Superstars have been struggling the past 2 events. Will they be able to get their break here? Both the leaders go neck and neck in that funnel. And no, unfortunately, oh, Superstar still takes the lead, but that one marble was struggling in between 2 Icy Blasters. Now Icy Blasters takes the lead into the pinball dish. And will they be able to get this win? Ooh, and unfortunately, he seems to be stuck in the pinball dish. One of the marbles will have to free him, but will he still keep this lead? And it's taken away by Superstar. No, wait. Icy Blasters takes it at the last second. And Superstars comes in at a tight second. We have another tight battle in the plinko maze. Who's it going to be? It's Icy Blasters winning the battle again. And Superstars coming in down 5th and 6th respectively. And it looks like one of the Superstars got stuck further up. And that will result in a 1-point deduction. And Icy Blasters finishes with 21 points and will be our third team moving on. Unfortunately, Superstars will once again be eliminated. And with our final match now, we have Christmas Snyders versus Reindeer Rampage. And both teams are already duking it out in that funnel. And Reindeer Rampage looks to have the edge, and yes, they do, into that second funnel. All marbles making their way down that turn now. Rampage wins the battle further up. And who's going to win it further down? It's Christmas Snyders going to that last funnel before the pinball dish. That's when things get pretty crazy. Maybe Rampage making a good hit on Snyders. But it looks like they still have the lead. Yes, they do, into the pinball dish. Will they be able to get an opening here? And it looks like no. The marbles get stuck, but yes, they do. They still get the edge. And one of the Rampages are right on his tail, but Christmas Snyders takes it back. Reindeer Rampage was just in the slight lead, but Snyders was able to pull off the victory there. And now we have our two Rampages going down the plinko maze now, taking 5th and 6th respectively. And we have a one-on-one battle in the pinball dish, and Christmas Snyders wins it, and will be taking 7th. And unfortunately, Reindeer Rampage comes in at last, earning just 1 point for the team. And Christmas Snyders gets the well-deserved win with 21 points. And once again, we have a replay of that photo finish, certainly one of the closest races we've had this year. And here are our current standings. Only 4 out of 8 teams remain in this tournament. Now with our first semifinal match, we have Salty Scrooges versus Snowtroopers. They're off into that first funnel. And around they go. It's tight between both teams, and Snowtroopers takes it down into funnel number 2. And 3 members of each team now made it down to the second funnel. Snowtroopers takes the win in that battle further up. At the bottom, it looks like the Scrooges have the slight edge, and yes, they do, into funnel number 3. Snowtroopers, though, oh, 2 Snowtroopers all getting up at that one Scrooge. The other Scrooges are certainly going to have to help him if they want to win this. And Snowtroopers takes the win. Certainly a well-planned battle there. And battling the pinball dish. And yes, Snowtroopers takes the win, taking first place. And will also be getting second, already having a good start with 15 points. And it looks like Salty Scrooges gets third, almost gets beaten up by one of the Snowtroopers. And they also take 5th and will be coming down 6th as well. And Snowtroopers will be finishing with last. And let's see who's going to be moving on to the finals. And it's the Snowtroopers once again finishing with 21 points. But Salty Scrooges certainly gave them a run for their money. And now with our second and final semifinal match, we have Icy Blasters versus Christmas Snyders. And they all made it down that turn and into the first funnel. Rounding around, looks like Christmas Snyders has the edge. No, it gets beaten right by Icy Blasters. And he takes the lead into the second funnel. We once again have a one-on-one battle further up, and Icy Blasters will take it. And Christmas Snyders comes in at last. But Christmas Snyders takes the lead into the third funnel, but gets beaten by 2 Icy Blasters. Looks like Icy Blasters now has the slight edge. But will they be able to keep it against that lone Christmas Snyder? No! Christmas Snyder beats out both Icy Blasters. But Icy Blasters gets the lead once again down the plinko maze and will finish first. What a great comeback there by Icy Blasters. Ooh, but Christmas Snyders comes straight at Icy Blasters and steals second place away from them. Wow, guys, what an intense finish there. We have an Icy Blaster coming down at 6th. And Christmas Snyders will be coming down at last. And I didn't realize we had another Christmas Snyder stuck further up. Certainly not good news for the team. And it looks like Icy Blasters will be moving on with 21 points. Before we find out who wins, let's see who will be winning our first victory point in this event. It'll be either Christmas Snyders or Salty Scrooges. Who's it going to be? Remember, every point counts, so even just 3rd place is good enough. And all 3 Salty Scrooges making it first down to that second funnel. But one of them is still stuck further up. But he still makes a nice hit there on Christmas Snyders. Salty Scrooges still keeping the lead to the second funnel. Christmas Snyders joining their way down as well. And we have a one-on-one down here. Will they be able to keep their lead? No, unfortunately, Christmas Snyders takes the lead into the pinball dish. Will they be able to get that victory point? And it's a one-on-one, but Christmas Snyders had the edge there, finishing first place. I don't know what happened to the Salty Scrooges. There's 3 of them still stuck up there. Now 2. But it's definitely not a good end to the Scrooges. And Christmas Snyder's still stuck up there. Will he be able to get in? And yes, he does, avoiding that 1-point deduction. All marbles across the finish line, and it looks like Christmas Snyders will be taking the victory point with a total of 20 points. Congratulations to the Christmas Snyders for earning your first victory point. And now with the finals, folks, these 2 teams are currently leading the leaderboards, but who's going to be the one that takes the win? Round and round. Ooh, it's neck and neck between both teams, but Snowtroopers takes it, followed closely by Icy Blasters. Definitely not a solid lead, but a good start for sure. We have another neck and neck further down, and Icy Blasters takes the lead away from Snowtroopers into the final funnel, just before that final stretch. Two Icy Blasters still trying to make their way down there. Will that Snowtrooper be able to beat them? Oh, yes, he will. And further down, Icy Blasters takes the easy lead and will be earning 8 points for their team. Things are pretty slow here. We have 3 marbles stuck in the pinball dish right now. And Snowtroopers now makes his way down the plinko maze, finishing second. I don't know, there seems to be a jam in the pinball dish. I don't know what happened. And it seems to be freed. All 5 marbles making their way down that maze with a tight photo finish. And despite Icy Blasters getting that first place spot, Snowtroopers still takes the win with a total of 21 points. And there you have it, guys. Congratulations to Snowtroopers for placing in first, Icy Blasters for taking runner-up, and a Christmas Snyders for placing third. And Snowtroopers now leads the Holiday Championship standings with a total of 6 points, with Icy Blasters coming in down second. Thank you so much to everyone who came out today to watch some epic racing. Be sure to follow our social media down below for more M&H Racing, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a future race. We'll see you guys on the next event.